Let's refactor the classes into their own source files. As this project grows, this will help make our compile times shorter and make it easier to find our objects and understand the project organization. If you haven't already, clear out all of the dead code that we commented out in the previous videos. I've already done that for mine. So now we can just rename our classes as this first step of refactoring. So go up to a value tree item and right click on it and refactor, rename, give it a minute to think about what it's going to do. And now change this to say TaskQueue item. Scroll down to the value trees demo class. Right click again, refactor, rename, and change this one to say TaskQueue container. Finally, rename the member variable at the bottom, this guy right here, value trees demo. Refactor, rename. Give it a minute to think. Change the name to be TaskQueue container with a lowercase t. Enter. Now build it and make sure everything still works. Command B to build. We don't want to run it, we just want to build it. Build succeeded. Awesome. Okay, let's add some source files to our project in Producer. So switch over to Producer. Now right click on source, add new CPP and header file. And we're going to add a file for TaskQueue item. And we're going to add a file for TaskQueue container. Once you've done that, just save and reopen in IDE. It's going to add them here. And this is actually a good time to commit these guys and add them to the repo before we do the refactoring. So go ahead and do that now. Switch over to terminal. Git status, modified, untracked. All right, so we'll do git add period git commit. We'll do git status first. Git status. Now we can see we got some files ready to be committed. Git commit -m added class source files. Cleaned up and added class source files. Cleaned up. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. Renamed classes and created source files. All right, cool. All right, back to Xcode. All right, let's get on with the task of refactoring all this stuff. So we'll start at the top. The easiest way to do this is to just collapse these classes down like that. Let's go put this here. We'll grab our TaskQueue item. Grab the header file while you're there and the pragma ones. Copy TaskQueue item and just paste it in place. Now we can delete it from here. Just delete the class, not the include or the pragma ones. And do the same thing again for the TaskQueue container. Copy it, move it over here to the header file, paste it in place, and then remove it from this class. And clean up that space a little bit. All right, save that guy. Now we can go to our TaskQueue item. We'll start here. Grab the body of all of this code. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Grab the body of this guy. Start at the constructor. Just grab it all. Copy it. Paste it right into the CPP file. Now we get the fun task of adding the fully qualified name to all of our stuff. Copy and just copy paste. Copy paste, just insert it in front of the name of all these guys. Okay, once you finish doing that, now get rid of all the override keywords. As long as we can just Command F, override, find replace, and replace with a space bar. Yeah, there we go, those are all gone. We can do the same thing with static. Replace all. Okay, now we just need to get rid of our private member variables. That takes care of those guys. Okay, so now we can delete all of our implementations from the header file. So just select the function bodies and replace them with a semicolon. All right, that wraps up TaskQueue item. Save those two guys. Now let's do the TaskQueue container. Grab the constructor. Grab these guys, just copy and paste it over here. And now let's first get rid of our function bodies first. All right, and do the same Command F trick, override like that, find, replace with the space. Awesome. Get rid of that private keyword and just add the fully qualified name in front of each function. And we've got some private members we can get rid of. Yeah, get rid of those guys. Those are the members. Okay, those guys are good to go. Now don't forget to include in main component, we're using a TaskQueue container, so we need to include it. Include TaskQueue container.h, and then in our container class we are using a TaskQueue item. Now we don't need to include it here because we're not actually using it in the header file. We use it in the CPP file, so we can just forward declare struct like that. And then over here in the CPP we need to actually include it. Include TaskQueue item.h. Okay, build it to make sure everything still works. Build succeeded. Feel free to run it to make sure. You should see your top node with no children. And there it is, top node with no children. Okay, great. That is the refactor. This would be a good time to do a commit. Let's do that right now. Git status, git commit. Gotta add them first. Git commit -m refactored into separate files. Okay.